Let me ask you something. Have you ever clicked on a video that should have been so good, but you clicked off after a minute? It wasn't because the person was stupid. It was because the topic was bad. It's because your brain didn't feel safe staying. Today, I'm going to show you the psychology that makes people stay, trust you, and eventually buy without you working any harder, posting more, or being fake online. And this has got nothing to do with the algorithms, like everyone says. By the way, if we haven't met yet, my name is Danal, and I help entrepreneurs and professionals stop trading time for money by using done-for-you systems instead of building income from scratch. I care a lot about this topic because wasted effort is one of the most important things there is. So let's break it down clearly. Why do some videos instantly feel creditable while others lose people in seconds? Why do some creators get trust, attention, and sales while others are posting consistently and still getting ignored? The answer isn't better lighting, the answer isn't confidence, and it's definitely not working harder. It is psychology. There are 5 psychological checkpoints that the brain needs to pass before it stays, listens, and acts. Miss one of those psychological checkpoints and they leave. So here are the 5 psychological checkpoints that we are going to cover in today's video. Relevance, pain recognition, authority transfer, clarity, and momentum. This applies whether you are making YouTube videos, selling a service, or building a business online. So let's start with the first most important one, relevance. The very first thing that the brain asks, is this for me? They don't ask, is this interesting? Is this impressive? They just ask, does this actually apply to my life? This is why generic intros kill retention. If you don't name who the video is for within the first minute, people leave. Like I said, it's not because you're bad, but because their brain thinks it's insufficient. Relevance is created when someone feels seen. That is why starting with a specific problem works better than starting with credentials. And most people get that wrong. Checkpoint number 2. Once the brain knows this is for me, it asks a second question. Do you understand my problem? And this is where the trust forms. Not because you're emotional, but because you are accurate, because you resonate with the buyer. When someone hears you describe their problem or situation better than they can, they relax. They think, okay, this person actually gets it. Pain recognition isn't about suffering, it's about precision. And here is the key to everything. People don't want sympathy, they want understanding. But understanding alone is not enough. And that is where we get to checkpoint number 3. After relevance and pain, the brain asks, should I listen to you? This is the part where most people start to panic. And then they start listing all the credentials. But authority doesn't come from bragging or being a snob. It comes from clarity. Authority is transferred when someone thinks, this person sees the problem differently than what I do. New language, new framing, and a new way of thinking. And when that trust deepens, not because you said that you're an expert, but because you sound like an expert. You are calm, direct, and you are certain. This is where things usually break down. The 4th checkpoint is clarity. The brain asks, do I know what to do next? Confusion kills momentum. Most people overload their audience with tips, steps, frameworks, and then they wonder why they never convert. Clarity doesn't mean you give everything at once. It means giving direction. People don't need all the answers at one go. They need the next answer. When clarity is present, the brain relaxes again. And this leads to our final checkpoint. Momentum answers the question, should I act now or later? Most people, and somewhat myself, accidentally give our audience permission to delay. Momentum is created when effort feels low, risk feels contained, and the next step feels obvious. That is when action happens naturally. No pressure, no hype, just movements. If this clicks for you, let me be very clear with what I am recommending. You don't need more content. You don't need more frameworks. And you definitely don't need a half-finished idea. You need a system that already works. You need a system that is already proven to work. One that removes the overwhelm and one that removes all the guesswork. And that is why I actually recommend DMS, Digital Magnetic System. It is a done-for-you business system. The offer is built, the emails are written, the automation is the secret sauce to everything, and that's also in place. Instead of trying to build everything from scratch, you step into a structure that's already proven to work, and you focus on execution and not duct taping all of these tools together. And rather than overloading you with everything that DMS has to offer inside this video, I'm going to do it simple for you. If you want to see how DMS actually works and decide if this is something that you will use, trust me, I know it is something that you are going to use because it does all the heavy lifting for you. Comment the word ready below and I'll send you the full breakdown. No pressure, no hype, just clarity. Remember, attention alone is not the goal. Trust is. People buy from people who they know, like, and trust. And trust follows predictable psychology. When you understand these 5 psychological checkpoints, pain, positioning, structure, action, business stops feeling chaotic. Your business gets simpler. You start learning how to work smarter and not harder. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for the next video.